Okay, I was trying to figure out like how can I sunbathe indoors. So I'm gonna sunbathe my feet for right now and relax. But I have a message for the day. Um, I don't even know how to start it because I didn't even plan it in my mind. I guess I brainstormed or I rain showered, and I was like, that's what I want to talk about today. Um, yeah, that's what I want to talk about today because I said I'm going to try and keep it positive and I am optimistic, but realistically, we all go through things in life and on an authentic note because I try and keep myself in that space. Um, yeah, basically, I'm not gonna BS anybody. I'm not. You have to stay positive, but at the same time, realistically, we all go through things, and it's not sunshine and lollipops and sunflowers all the time. Um, yeah, and someone said the other day to a family member, it's like I always remember her laughing, and it's like yes, I am just like so I'm like, I'm telling you, people who know me now, it's like you have not even seen the height of my joy and my happiness and my love and just everything good. Because when you experience things that are just not great and you're around that or you deal with that, it's just like it just constantly take some of that out. But no, that's not what I got on to wholly talk about today. Today, I'm going to try and make it as short and sweet as I can, but I'm going to say that I'll just put you in that space. Have you ever experienced like just constant trials and tribulations, just constant? I mean, I've never experienced in my life where it's like anyone or anything is just constantly coming against you, like constantly like thinking of things to do, and just it's always something. It is literally always something. And I was thinking to myself the other day, like normally when stuff happens, it's like that was random, although it's really not, but still it's like here and there little things happen. But when it's just like you're at a point, like I said before in the past, I'm like, it is numbing. It's almost, for me, it's literally, I expect it every single day of my life. That's why the other day it was so great because I'm like, finally, it's not the exact same day every single day in a row. But it's like, it's so weird to me because it's almost like when you're going through something and it's just like it just won't stop, like it just won't stop, it just won't stop. It's like literally your end goal has got to be like death or to end something. And I said it before when I was like, I experience things where it's like seriously individuals was like, yeah, we're trying to ruin you, like your toast and all, like basically all these different things. And I knew what the situation was, like but then at the same time, it's like you have to stay positive. So the message for the day, like seriously, because I think I've been going through it for so long that it's nothing to me. Like literally, when I go and I do stuff or I experience it, it's just like here we go again, another walk in the park. But it's sad that that's a norm, if that makes sense. So if you're going through anything like that, that's what I wanted to speak to today. Like seriously, know that God is in control. Like God is always in control. And normally, if because I was reading Job this morning and literally, I don't know if people know it, but I don't even choose books sometimes. When I wake up in the middle of the night or if I'm just randomly reading something, like my book opened up to that. And so that's what I read because I feel like that's for me today. But yeah, I was reading Job this morning. No one, no one really likes Job like that. But the thing that I think people forget to like remember about Job is that the end of the book is like, yeah, he went through all of this stuff. And it's so crazy to me because I was thinking about that this morning. Ironically, I'm like, when I was studying English and what you call it in undergrad, which no, not the language, not the place, but it's called English language arts. It's where it's talking about speaking, writing, basically communication, listening, reading, all those different things. Um, we were doing reference text and we were in Job. And I was thinking to myself years later, like, that was so ironic that, like I'm in this class and we're studying Job or what have you. And at the time I was young, I was like in my early 20s. So it was just like, let me hurry up and get through this text. Cause I had like multiple English classes where I had like all these books I was reading all the time and plays and stuff like that. And so I'm just going through it, speeding through it, or what have you, and I never paid attention to that part. If you pay attention to Job, it's like when you read it, it just sounds so bad. Just all of it. It sounds so bad. This man was like cursing the day he was born. And yeah, you get to the end. And that's when you're seeing wisdom coming from like this super young person that you wouldn't even expect, it to come from. You're getting God Himself. It's a difference. It's like Jesus talks in the Bible, but you getting God Himself speaking and saying, like, hold on, who is this stepping in, trying to question me? Who is this messing up my plans and stuff like that? And then you see how God steps in and tells him, like, first of all, pray for your friends because they the ones who's persecuting you and stuff like that and saying things that were not true about me. But then at the same time, he's like, after you do that, like he blessed him with double of what he had before. Well, he doubled more than what he had before. And so it's like that small part in the book that everyone like kind of skips over or doesn't even really reflect upon, which is a blessing to me. Like that is so much hope in that. So that's kind of where I was today. It's like whenever you read Job, people think it's so horrible. But I know when I first came here to Vegas and I ended up in the hospital, that was what I did. Like when I was there, I would do walking because walking is really great. But and that's my time to like connect with God. But then at the same time, my book opened up to that too during that time. And so it was just really ironic this morning when I woke up and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's what I'm reading today, what have you. And it made me kind of reflect on those things. So my message is going to you're going to go through different things in life, whatever age you're at, whatever space you're at in your life. We all have these different life stages that we go through. And if you sit and you just keep thinking about, like, just ruminating on all the negative things that you go through and all the negative things that you've been through, it's not going to do anything positive for you. It's just not. And so, although I tend to experience negative things like nonstop, or sometimes it seems like all the time, that's how it's so easy for me not to hold grudges against people or sit and just keep thinking about all the stuff I've been through or things that I keep going through and stuff like that. It's like, that's not that's not I don't know, that's not a part of my personality, but at the same time, it's just like you have to train yourself to get to that point mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You have to train yourself to be in a space where you're not gonna let anyone, anything take your joy. Like you have to seriously work on that. Like you have to work at it. You have to work on it. It is a real thing where I can be in situations just like I was yesterday, and you have literally, and it's real. It's a spiritual battle. You have it where negativity or evil or whatever it is is constantly coming at you, trying to make you doubt yourself, trying to make you think negative thoughts, trying to make you feel a type of way, trying to make you do certain things, behave a certain way. Like all of that is real out here. That's a spiritual battle happening where it looks like it's a person that's doing it to you, but really behind the scenes, and these evil forces that's going on, that's what's happening. And if you're not alert enough or aware enough to know that, then you might get caught up in that where you are believing those things that are being said, or you are doubting God's power or the ability to overcome negative things like that. you have to seriously be in a space where you are able to overcome it, if that makes sense. And so it's real out here where that happens, where things are going on or things are being said that's trying to get you to get to a place mentally or emotionally or spiritually or physically to basically take yourself out. You get what I'm saying? Like, where it's making you feel like you're not good enough, where it's making you feel like you don't belong somewhere, where it's making you feel like whatever you're choosing, your belief, your faith, what have you, is not, okay, or whatever decisions you're making in your life, however you're thinking is not right. This is what you should be doing, blah, 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 blah. Like, all this stuff, it happens all the time. And if you're not in a space mentally, if you're not in a space physically, spiritually, emotionally to overcome those things, it may get you. So that's why I'm like, seriously, today's message is like being able to, um, I'll give you one of the things that does work. Find out the things that bring you to a good space. Like, find things that, or discover, I'll say, because I'm not saying a physical place you have to go to, but discover the things that make you feel good. Discover the things that bring you joy. Discover the places that bring you joy. Discover the people that bring you joy. Start discovering in your life, seriously, what is it that feeds you? What is it that's giving you good things? What is it that's giving you life? And start tapping into that. Like, seriously, the more that you increase in that area, the less you're going to see of the negativity or experience of the negativity. So, for example, if it's to a space where you're constantly I don't know, you constantly around negativity. Start finding the places that are positive. Start finding places that you feel safe in. Start finding places that give you life when you're there. Same thing with people. If you're around individuals that, they bring you down, they drain your energy, they put you in a space that's not good mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, like, start finding the people that do the opposite. Normally, like when I was studying counseling, that's what it would be. That was like the recipe. You decrease something, it increases something, and vice versa. The more you increase something, is decreasing something. So if you have that negativity around you, if you have that negativity in your life or something that you're experiencing, start finding the opposite of that so that you can change it. Same thing with your emotions. I used to love that. I used to love that. But when you're dealing with emotions, like, seriously, you have to first be able to identify what it is that you're feeling so that you can tap into the opposite of that. So if you know you're feeling upset or you're feeling angry or you're feeling disappointed, you need to start figuring out, how do I want to feel? I'm like, seriously, how do I want to feel? Okay, now what's gonna get me to that space where that's how I'm feeling. And that's what I mean by start discovering the things that bring you life. Start discovering the things that bring you energy and bring you good in your world. That is a real thing. That's a real, like, for real, you have to work at that. And I think a lot of the times in society, we are looking to other people to fill those gaps. I was watching Shrinking yesterday, which cracked me up. I was watching Shrinking, and what happened in it? I think that's what was going on, where it was just like people, and you're going to this counselor, and you're thinking the counselor is just gonna fix your whole life, and it's like, no, that's not how that works. Especially me. Look, I studied it, and I got to a space where it was just like I was seeing all these different people. I think I went to a psychiatrist, I went to a counselor, I went to a therapist, and it's just like, they are not there to change your world. They're there to help you make those decisions so that you can move on or you can do better. But they're not like this magical wand that's going to change everything in your life. You have to be the one to do those things. So, yeah, it's real out here. And that's kind of my message for the day, because I am tired. I am tired of individuals and things and stuff constantly coming against me, but that is life. On top of, Sometimes it's just random stuff, but that's life. That you're always gonna have something coming against you, and normally it's really good because actually it helps you learn how to overcome things. It strengthens you. It teaches you, like gives you all these different lessons. So it's more of looking at it in an optimistic way, but at the same time, like I said, it's more of training yourself to get to that point of where it is you want to be. Train yourself mentally to not allow what's going on around you to dictate who you are as a person, the decisions that you're making, the things that you're thinking, the spaces that you're going to on the inside. Like, don't allow that to happen. So you have to train yourself to know what to do when that stuff is going on. Say same thing, oh excuse me, same thing if it's like, you know, you have things that you're struggling with right now, you're having challenges with that is out of your control. It's nothing you can do about that. Find the things that are in your control that you can handle and the things that you can make changes in, and go that route. So like seriously, I'm being real because I felt like we're at a time where things are rapidly changing, and I don't know. You know how one thing changes and then it affects something else, and then this happens, and it's kind of like this trickling effect. I feel like that's where we're at right now, and a lot of people are going through a lot of different things, and while we can't fix everyone and we can't, you know, people can't be fixed. It's like we have to be the ones to work on ourselves and be alert enough and self-aware enough to start putting things in place so that when we are in situations, we are able to handle it. Kind of like when the pandemic came around, and a lot of people were like, seriously in a frenzy because they had never experienced, you know, not knowing if they were going to get another paycheck, or not knowing if they would be able to pay the bills, or how they would pay the bills, or not knowing if they would have someone to watch their kids while they needed to do what they need. Like, it was all types of things going on. Houses. I know I was trying to sell a house during the pandemic. Like, it was crazy, you know, where it's just unpredictable and uncertain times. And you can't really prepare for something that you don't know is coming. And so that's why I'm putting it out there. Like, it's real out here. And before we get in crazy situations, let's start to train ourselves to get to a point where we know, you know, ourselves and how, kind of how to overcome those things that are coming at us, especially dealing with it on a spiritual level. Like, it's real out here. It's real out here. And now it's even getting to a point where sometimes I'm going through stuff and I'm just like, here we go again, you know. And it really used to piss me off. Like, it used to really irritate me to no return. And now I tell you, it's as if it's not happening at all. I slept so good yesterday. Like, I slept so good yesterday that I'm just like, man, I'm gonna try that again. And it was times where literally I could not sleep. Like, years ago, I could not sleep. Okay, and I feel like I have more crazy things going on in my life now than I did then, and I'm sleeping way better. So to the point where I ain't got no problem. But at the same time, again, it takes time. Like, that's something that you have to seriously work on. That's something that you have to train yourself in. It takes work. It takes work. Just like I was saying before, where it's like you have to work on yourself. It's real out here. So, although I am tired of, you know, constantly dealing with certain things that I just feel like is so unnecessary, I think our go-to, if we're going the faith route, I'm always plugging Jesus, always plugging God. If we're going the faith route for real, trust that He is in control, know that He is all sovereign, that He is all knowing, and that He always has a plan. He always has one. Nothing is just randomly happening in your life. He knows everything that you're going to do. He knows everything going on around you. He knows everything that's happening to you. Like, there is not a single thing that is going unnoticed by Him. So trust Him. Trust that He knows what He's doing. Trust that He has you in the palm of His hands. And trust that even when you're in situations that are crazy, He's still over that. And I'm going to encourage everyone, go read Job. Like, for real, go read Job. I listened to the whole thing this morning because I was just like, I guess this is where I'm at today. Like, you know, like my book open today. I'm like, this is what I'm reading today. And it was so good. It was so good just to hear just God at work all the time, even in bad, even in good, just to even know how highly he was thinking of Job. And Job the whole time was thinking like, man, what is going on? You know, and I'm like, why? Oh my God, Jesus, you know, type of thing. And it's just like God was thinking so highly of him that he was basically nominating him like, have you thought of him? You roaming back and forth on the earth saying like you haven't thought of Job, and even said it multiple times. So I don't know, I guess it was just some really deep messages I heard in it this morning, and it was just so crazy to me because I was like, man, I read that and it was actually like teaching, like I had to read it, you know, in undergrad, which was crazy. And then just to turn around and that be my instinctual like go-to book a few years ago when I was in a crisis and like crazy situations, and then to hear it now today, this morning, I'm just like, God is something else. But yeah, so I encourage everyone to go read it because it talks a lot about who he is, who God is, and it's him speaking directly and what he's capable of and all of that. And I'm telling you, the more that you start reflecting on his power and just who he is and what he does and how he operates, the less you think about any of the crazy stuff that goes on here. Like you literally, it is like minuscule compared to what he's saying and what he's doing and how he works. It's like once you hear all of what he's saying to Job, because one, Job was like, I'm pleading my case to him because I don't understand why you know, and he's just going off. And God is like, hold on, who is this? Who is this questioning me? Who is this obscuring my plans? And he starts laying it out, and it's something to hear. It's something to really take in. And so although Job is a very challenging book, to me it ain't the worst. None of the books in the Bible are bad, but Lamentations, okay, Ecclesiastics, okay. Like, I love all the books, but it's just like those kind of slap you into reality. But Job, I have a whole different perspective and outlook on that book just because of the whole thing. Just once it all comes together, it's just like, oh, you know, one of those things. So in the beginning, it looks bad. Like, I mean, he had swords and everything. Like, Satan was working, okay? And God was working too. But it's just like to see how he pulls everything together and just how good he is. Makes you forget or lose any type of real care about what you experience on a day-to-day basis or the trials and tribulations that come at you. So I encourage everyone to read that book. And not only that, but I'm also encouraging you to stay uplifted and to keep God the front of all that you're doing. And not only that, but to start discovering the things that are bringing you joy and love and life into your life. Just because we're always going to go through things. And seriously, we're always going to go through stuff. And we're always going to experience things that we don't like. And so, I don't know. The one thing that really stuck to me or stuck with me throughout the years of learning. My mom would always tell me like, well, stuff is going to always be happening to you. You're either going to go through it and be upset, or you can go through it and be happy. And for me, I was like, yeah, you're right. Because just because you angry about something, or you sad about something, or you hurt through something, or just any negative emotion, it's not going to change like what's going on. So it's better for you to choose to actually be happy while you're going through something. So and it really sucks when sometimes you just got individuals that don't want you to be happy even when you're going through stuff. It's crazy. Oh my God, I've had so many birthdays and just holidays and everything with certain individuals in my life. Was just like, oh my God, they're smiling. Like, why? You know, type of thing. Like, aren't they going through this right now? They should not be smiling. And it's like killing someone else that you're happy or that you still have your joy, even though crazy things are happening in your life. That's what I mean by like, it's a spiritual battle out here, and you have to stay uplifted and encouraged, and you have to be like ready when the stuff is coming and knowing what to do and how to stay in that space mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, to overcome whatever it is that's going on. So that's one of the ways that I feel is helpful. Like, seriously, I think that works for everyone. Discovering the things that actually bring you life and just blesses you. It feeds you. It lifts you up. It encourages you. It supports you. It brings some type of good into your world. I feel like that works for everyone. Whether you're doing it, you're listening to it, you're with someone, like whatever it is, like more of that decreases that negativity in your life. So unless you just like that type of stuff, then we not in the same boat. But yeah, so those are my thoughts for the day. And yeah, I kind of wanted to share just because I'm tired of every single thing being something, underlying reasons, but forces behind the scenes. What can you do? But stay uplifted, stay encouraged, stay optimistic, and let God do what He does best. Like, that's all we can do. So I hope everyone has a blessed Tuesday. Wait, I never know what today is. Is today Tuesday? I think it is. I think I was right. Have a blessed Tuesday. And I hope things are going well for you. And even if they're not, know that God is good and He is in control, and there's nothing that's too hard for Him. Like, not a single thing. And not only that, but everything is temporary. That was another thing I grew up learning. Like, stuff that you go through is temporary. Everything has an appointed time. Everything comes to an end. So yeah, that's the word for the day. And I hope that everyone is getting some good rest. I know I have been, and I'm going to continue to, because I'm still filling that can up. I'm still getting back from a lot of rest I was not getting. So we're going to keep filling up on that. And I hope you all too be safe out here, especially during the holidays. And yeah, keep loving on everyone and loving on God. And you are all good to go. So I shall talk to you all at another time. Bye.